And now, World Improv Network proudly presents Community Court.
Quando parties cannot solve a dispute, no, community court is there to solve the problem, see?
Please all rise for the Honorable Judge Spencer.
How you doing today? It's great to see you, Bailiff Clint. Hey, Junior. Yeah, well, my brother, he had to miss a court case today, which doesn't happen too often, but nonetheless, I got to take care of Junior too. He broke his leg, fell on some ice trying to get to the courtroom.
Hey, that's a tough kid.
Yeah, he's a good kid. He's a good kid, and I can see he's already got all the likings and making to maybe be a judge himself one day.
I think we're probably going to have to rely on him and his wisdom very heavily.
Yeah, absolutely right.
I know nothing about the law, and I figure since Junior spent so much time in the courtroom, he probably knows the most about it.
Well, and I was kind of thinking that too, actually. When we get to the end of the case, maybe let him make the ruling. Let him kind of tell me what I think I should do here, because I don't know much about law either, in actual fact, I just work down at the compressor plant, so...
Takes a lot of pressure off me.
But you know what? You and I do watch all the shows, and so we kind of got an idea, how things go down and how Cliff and everyone else likes to handle this courtroom. So I can't say anyone else ain't as suited as you and I is to do this case.
That's a confident outlook going about it, Judge.
Yep, and we got a doozy today, so I'm kind of excited.
Whoa, don't say doozy. I think it's offensive to one of our.
Oh, you're right.
Plaintiffs.
You're right. That's a good point. I apologize. We got a stellar one. Oh, Junior. You've been eating too many bananas today. Well, you better calm down on that there. Hey, Bailiff, why don't you do me a favor real quick? Why don't you change his diaper? Can you go change his diaper real quick, and I'll get this case started? Yeah, Junior. Don't worry about it. Clint will take care of you.
Come here, little kid.
All right. So what we got here today is we got ourselves a case that I've never heard of, never seen on my brother's show with you before, and that has to do with it's a little bit of bias, I would say, and perhaps maybe alleged even discrimination. But nonetheless, we got one gentleman here. His name is Gary Stevenson. Gary, you allegedly were sent on a wrong flight. You and your wife was flying on Air Macedonia back from Macedonia over to Chicago on flight 117. And they put you on different planes because you was too fat to be on the same plane with your wife?
Okay. That, first off, is an offensive word. And if you are going to show that kind of bias towards the weighted challenge, then I'm going to have to request a new judge.
Well, I'm sorry about that because, again, I'm not quite PC on the law terminology. What would you like me to call you instead of fat, obese, thick, rough? What do you want me to call you?
Mr. Stevenson, please.
Mr. Stevenson? All
yes.
right. Well, I'm sorry about that, Gary. All right, Mr. Stevenson. So nonetheless, you was getting on flight 117
yes.
Out of Macedonia to Chicago. And you and your wife were both checked in, and then at the last minute, they pulled her off the plane. What did they say the reasoning was?
What they did is they made a spectacle out of it. They had a siren go off in the plane going, woo, woo. And basically it was...
I know, Junior. That's scary, isn't it?
Well, someone shut that baby up.
Hey, I understand that maybe it's distracting a little bit there, but don't say that about Junior. Junior's just trying to, do his part and helping justice right now.
I'm not trying to be aggressive. It was a humiliating experience.
I understand.
I had to take a long extended flight without my wife to be able to rub my ankles when they got sweaty.
Okay. So now, what was the siren you was talking about? Was it actually bells and whistles and all that? And what triggered it? Was it too much weight on the tires that set off the siren saying the plane ain't going to be able to take off because it's too much weight? Or
they called it the weight capacity siren. And it happened every time I sat down.
Okay.
And when I stood up, the siren would stop. And then I would sit back down and it would go on.
Oh, okay. Because you were shifting the weight across the plane kind of like Jabba the Hutt, right? With you, because you weigh You right here it says it's you weigh 1,087 pounds. Is that correct?
Well, that's on yes, on a good day. Right now I'm about 12:32.
Oh, we're 12:32, and all
Had a
right.
big breakfast.
Oh, I had a big breakfast. Okay, I understand. So you was eating roughly somewhere like 150 pounds for breakfast every day.
Okay, I don't think my diet is a necessary piece of this case.
Okay. So how much does your wife weigh? Henrietta, she got sent on a different plane. Is she also kind of in that same morbidly obese range? or
She's in the 18s.
18s. What's that? Is that
100.
bra size? Oh, she weighs 1,800 pounds? Okay, so then I can understand then. Then the weight capacitor, is that what it was? The weight capacitor went off when you and your wife was both on the plane, or just when she was about to step onto the plane itself?
Is when we both had taken our seat.
Okay, so did they take a forklift to get your wife off the plane?
Okay.
Well, I apologize. I just want trying to get the facts here again, because we also have a defendant here and representing Air Macedonia from the U.S. branch, and that is Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson, you are the U.S. Junior. Hey, bailiff Clint, can you do me a favor? Can you give him, pacify him with some some watermelon or
I'm
something?
about to sit on your baby.
Oh, you want to sit on?
I'm about.
Well, he's already more than just a hatchling. Like, he's not an emperor penguin hatchling. You can just sit on him, keep him warm or something.
That wouldn't be the intended result.
Is there a way to kind of put him in your folds without you crushing them, or would you keep him quiet that way?
I could tuck so much away in here that no one would ever know.
All right, bailiff, can you do me a favor? Can you take Junior and tuck him in his roll so he can slobber on some of that belly button lint? Hey, Junior, it's all right. It's not a problem.
Get in here.
Oh, see, there you go. He just.
Oh,
There you go. He
He's
likes that. He
squirting.
just sucked onto your belly button like, well, we can't say what he's really sucking onto there. All right. Well, anyway, we got Mr. Stevens from Air Macedonia U.S. branch in Chicago. And Mr. Stevens, what do you have to say? Why did you separate, the husband and wife, Gary and Henrietta, from the airplane? Was it actually something that was a life-threatening condition that would have brought the plane down or not allowed it to take off, or what was the situation? You know what I'm saying? Because here, we trying to get some more people to come to the United States, and from countries like Macedonia, Romania. We're trying to get them in from the former Ukraine that's getting split up by Russia, all that kind of stuff. And we realized that if we had too many people on that airplane overweight and they'd be crashing maybe in Germany or something, we get bad publicity. And we get bad publicity, we can't sell tickets. And we've only got 3 planes in our fleet. So we want to make sure that all 3 of our planes is always full. And I ain't talking about, Mr. Gary over there when I'm talking about his full belly laying on the plane.
Oh, okay. You want to talk about bad publicity? You made us take an inflatable ramp out of the plane that spelled out the words ugly. Ugly. It was the ugly ramp.
Well, I do see that right here. Mr. Stevens, I see a picture of this ramp, and I see this inflatable. It looks like a former Navy SEAL dinghy that you loaded up Gary and his wife onto that plane with. Yeah, that's kind of bad. We got a couple of shots here on Instagram. Yeah, Junior, that's pretty funny. What's even more funny is actually how you was able to crawl around underneath his fat roll by his belly button. That's pretty good. He's tickling you.
Tickles.
Yeah, he's a good kid. But Mr. Stevens, I want to know, is there actually a safety concern of why you pulled him off the plane, or was it strictly because you didn't like their presence both on the plane from a publicity standpoint of having 2 heavy-set individuals on that plane? Well, you know what I'm saying? We cannot have that on the plane because the plane wouldn't even take off. All right. We've only got 3 engines running on BMW, i3 electric motors to try to get the plane off the ground. And they were combined weight 1,400 pounds too much. And when the alarms went off, we realized we had to take care of the first common denominator to shed some weight. And that was them people on the plane. We had to take Gary's wife. I apologize for that, Judge, but it was a safety issue.
Well, that sounds like something that is complete bull hockey. To me, it sounds like just another thing that's not my fault for being overweight. It's your fault. Maybe if you had a plane that had stronger motors, you spent more money on that, and instead of your fake tan and your spandex and your insulting ugly ramps.
Well, I can understand that. Now, your wife, where did she end up? Since she went on a different plane and then got 3 in the fleet, where'd she end up landing at?
They accidentally stuck her luggage. It was a cargo shipment. She's in Indonesia right now.
Oh, all right. And Mr. Stevens, is there any kind of recourse? Are you trying to give them some free comp tickets? Are you offering them some kind of reimbursement for sending his wife in a cargo container, bottom of the plane, to Indonesia? What is your recourse on this, or what are you supposed to do to rectify this situation? Well, you know what I'm saying? We can't do nothing. We can't control the fact that his wife ended up in Indonesia with a bunch of durian fruit. You know, at the end of the day, that was not our fault. You know, when she waddled off the plane, we didn't realize that she went down into the luggage claim and then crawled back onto another plane trying to get to her husband. So what you're saying is that she actually got onto the tarmac, into the luggage claim area, and was put back on another plane? And no one even stopped to think about that? Well, I'll tell you what, we're going to make a ruling about this, because obviously we can see that there's been a problem here. And first of all, the ruling is going to be that you're going to have to get more planes with bigger engines, and you're going to have to pay Gary $4.6 million in restitution, because his wife probably is going to take 6 weeks to stop stinking. That's my ruling.
Stay tuned for Talking Points with Shabazz Davis. And make sure to give the Windcast your suggestions during the break on what topic Shabazz should swing a bat at. Next on Mile High Sports Radio.